799 is the hardest achievement to complete in Spelunky 2, and it requires you to survive 94 randomized levels in something we call the Cosmic Ocean. In order to get here, you need to complete a couple of steps in your journey up to 7.5, the first true level of Cosmic Ocean. Before we get into it, I will give you some general information that might help you on your journey to 799. You can't take more than 3 minutes per level, or 5 if you obtain the clover. A ghost will start to chase you, killing you in one hit if it touches you, and multiplying after a while if you don't finish the level fast enough. Every level will have a pet, healing you for 1 HP if you take it to the exit, or curing you from poison if you were poisoned that level. Kali altars will spawn throughout levels, rewarding you with an item and Kapala, a cup that allows you to collect blood from NPCs and enemies, healing you for 1 every time you fill it. The way Kali works is as follows. Different NPCs and enemies are worth different amount of points. Reaching 8 points will give you a random item, and reaching 16 will give you Kapala. Here are some point values for different beings. As an example, sacrificing a dog, worth 8 points, will immediately give you a random item once you give it to Kali. Now on to the actual summary of the path to 799. Starting off in the dwelling, you'll need to obtain the Ujat Eye. Opening the chest requires a key placed somewhere in the level, allowing you to either find the black market in jungle or activate the drill in Volcana. Getting to either jungle or Volcana, you'll need to use Quillback to open the path for you on 1-4, left being jungle and right being Volcana. Finding the black market can be done by following the Ujat's eyes blinking, revealing the secret entrance hidden behind some rocks. Accessing the black market, a room filled with multiple shopkeepers, will allow you to buy the Hedget for 40k. Activating the drill will grant you access to Vlad's lair, which will give you the crown and the ability to kill Vlad and obtain Vlad's cape, a double jump, and the ability to float. The crown and Hedget both serve the same purpose of allowing you to pick up Excalibur in Tidepool. Vlad can be killed by the player manually, or you can release Van Helsing somewhere earlier up in the stage, and he will kill Vlad for you. Releasing Van Helsing can be done by finding a cell somewhere on the stage, finding a key to open up this cell, and then setting Van Helsing free in order to kill Vlad for you. In either of the two versions of Stage 2, you will have to obtain Hui's bow, which can be obtained by completing the Moon Challenge. This bow is required to access the Cosmic Ocean, and it's the only bow in the game that can shoot the Arrow of Light, which will be obtained in Stage 7. After you've completed Stage 2, you have to carry the bow to Stage 3, the Olmec fight. Here you have to bomb to access Wadler, an NPC that shows up again in Stage 5 and Stage 7, and leave the bow with him, as it's the only way to transport multiple items across stages without using hired hands. Olmec's fight allows you to obtain the Ankh, a second life. You can obtain the Ankh by either beating him the regular way or by performing the Olmec skip. Once finished in Stage 3, you can either go to Tidepool or to Temple. For this summary, we will assume Tidepool, as Temple is quite situational. A couple of things can be acquired in Tidepool, none of which are inherently required to reach 799, but make it a lot easier. First off, this is where you can complete the Stars challenge in order to obtain the Clone Gun, usually reserved to give to Wadler in Stage 5, and to clone a reward in Stage 7. On 4.2, you will also find the sword Excalibur. Excalibur is completely optional to take with you, and carrying it and the Clone Gun to 4.3 requires you to use hired hands, the Bulbmen and Coffins. On 4.3, the bottom of the layer is covered in lava. This lava is covering up the entrance to Apsu, a level where the boss Kingu, a wall-climbing turtle hybrid, resides. You can get underneath this by finding the entrance to a cave somewhere above the lava. The intended way of draining the lava is by setting off a couple of explosive charges, killing you in the process, and using your Ankh life to get back up. But like most other Spelunky 2 requirements, this can be completely skipped by performing a plethora of skips. Once you've arrived in Apsu, using Excalibur on Kingu is the easiest way to kill her. Again, using Excalibur is completely optional, and you can always kill her by using 20 bombs to crack her shell and then whip the spot 100 times. Once dead, Kingu drops the Tablet of Destiny, which will be used in Stage 6. After Tidepool, you will enter Stage 5, Ice Caves. This stage is only one level, but is very large vertically. Not a lot has to be done here. All you have to do is drop off the Clone Gun at Wadler's Cave if you took it with you this far. In order to get there, you'll have to find the entrance to the Yeti Caves and then blow up whatever the largest formation of rocks near that entrance is. The Yeti Caves themselves don't provide much. Killing the Yeti King and Yeti Queen will yield a few robes and spike boots. Getting to Stage 6, Neo Babylon, is where most of the pieces start to fall in place for getting to Cosmic Ocean. On 6.2, you'll need to find the entrance to the urn room filled with 100 unique urns. This is where the Tablet of Destiny comes into play. Accessing your journal and going to the tablet's entry will give you a description of a certain urn. Picking this specific urn and carrying it to 6.3 will result in it hatching like an egg, giving you Qilin, a flying griffin that allows you to fly infinitely. Once in 6.4, you will be met with Tiamat, the final boss. What you'll actually be doing is mostly ignoring her. Above her throne is the way to access Stage 7, Sunken City. Qilin is the intended way, using them to simply fly through the lasers and entering Sunken City without too much fuss. But as per usual, there's a couple of skips like Jetpack Skip and Climber Skip that allow you to access Sunken City without getting Qilin. Failing to skip Tiamat kills the run, as getting past her is the only way to get to Stage 7. After you've successfully ignored Tiamat, you will now be in stage 7, Sunken City. This stage is different from the others as it requires you to travel up instead of down. This stage is your final preparation for going to Cosmic Ocean and also requires you to kill Hundan on 7-4. Waddler also makes his grand return this stage, appearing on 7-1 by finding an exposed entrance to his cave and allowing you to pick up the bow and the clone gun again if you carried it. You'll have to complete the Sun Challenge 2, spawning anywhere from 7-1 to 7-3, rewarding you with the Arrow of Light and an item bag containing 24 bombs and 24 robes. Once you've performed all these steps, you can go on to 7-4, the Hundan level. This level will require you to go to the top of the level very fast as Hundan is slowly rising trying to kill you. Once you've reached the top of the level, the actual Hundan fight will begin, requiring you to kill both of its 2 heads. Once you've killed both of the 2 heads, Hundan will reveal its 3rd eye to you. Shooting the Arrow of Light into this eye, it will transform into the portal, sending you to Cosmic Ocean. Congratulations, you're now in Cosmic Ocean, a place filled with threats, the biggest one being the celestial jellyfish guarding your exit to the next level. In order to get them away from the door, you'll need to pop 3 floating orbs. They can spawn anywhere on the level, and the levels range from being relatively small to being the biggest they can be. The levels also do not have any barriers, meaning if you fall down at the bottom of the level, you will end up on the top of the level again. Same goes for the sides. Cosmic Ocean also does not offer you any resources such as shops, pets, or Kali altars. The only thing it offers is a crate here and there. This means that if you run out of resources, you're pretty much screwed, and if you get poisoned, you're now racing against the clock. If you fail to exit the level after 3 minutes, instead of a regular ghost, a celestial jellyfish will start chasing you. This is a different one from the one guarding the door, meaning you'll get chased by 2 or more depending on how long you take. Cosmic Ocean is all about managing your resources well, mainly your time, bombs, and ropes. Cosmic Ocean can take on the form of any stage you've encountered so far, including Temple, which I mostly left out of this video. I hope this video helps you understand the journey to 799, but it's sadly in no way indicative of how hard this game actually is, nor does it fully explain all of its intricacies, but still, I wish you happy spelunking, and I hope you can reach 799.